Final Fantasy VII needs no introduction. Even in a series that has maintained popularity and recognition for over 30 years, 7 stands out among the pack of 15 mainline entries, 3 feature-length films, an anime, and numerous spin-off titles. But why does this game stand out so much in a series that's been going since 1987? Well, this video isn't a detailed answer to that question, so I'll give you my own subjective answer as to why, based on how I felt playing it as a kid. When I played it at the age of maybe 9 or 10, what stood out to me were its memorable characters, excellent storytelling, and Nobuo Uematsu's masterpiece of a soundtrack. Even when sitting in my dad's living room, I felt transported into that world, and it felt like I was taking the epic journey alongside its cast. While it isn't my personal pick for the best in the series, Final Fantasy VII and quite a few Square Enix titles from the PS1 and PS2 eras played a part in shaping what I love about video games. It would be disingenuous and very hyperbolic to say that Final Fantasy VII changed my life in any way, but it's an undeniably important game, and in my opinion, earns the legendary status it has now more than 20 years after its release. To say that Final Fantasy VII Remake has been long requested is the understatement of the century. Ever since Square Enix released a tech demo for the, at the time, upcoming PlayStation 3 that remade the opening of the game in glorious next-gen HD vision, fans have been begging for an actual full-length remake of the classic. But Square Enix, being Square Enix, kept ignoring the request for many years, and it eventually joined the likes of Half-Life 3, Shenmue 3, The Last Guardian, and even in their own Final Fantasy Versus 13 as one of the great white whales of the industry. Now, almost 5 years after it was announced at E3 2015 to thunderous applause, Final Fantasy VII Remake has finally been released to the world. However, even then, this isn't just a simple release. More than likely due to a combination of greed and Nomura's tendencies to expand on things that don't need expanding, this is the first part of a series of Final Fantasy VII remakes. For this opening chapter, it takes place solely in Midgar. What took around 5 hours to play through in the 1997 release has been remade into a full 35-hour Final Fantasy game. So, after all this time, after all this waiting, after all this hype, I can finally answer the big question that everyone far and wide has been asking. What are RazorBlade Mango's thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake?